And I start here. This issue is truly, truly great, but it has some freaking weak points, and I will spoil this for you. So, if you want to read this, it's now time to turn away, because this is more or less a comic story discussions. If you're passionate about comics, or if you're passionate about stories, or if you want to create someday, then now is the point of no return. Let's get into this book. So don't worry, I will start from issue 1 and then come up again up until here. But I wanted to start from this issue to tell you I'm back and to show you why story is important and why it's important that you write good stuff and not trash, as like in some of these pages, and how you can write stuff that's really golden, like also some of these pages. Like some of these pages with Carl and Lydia, some of the best things I've read in comics since Black Hole. And then there is something where Maggie gets poisoned, and then all of a sudden she is not poisoned anymore. Like here, Gregory wants to kill her with poison, so she goes to his trailer, she drinks the wine that is poisoned, she falls over, Gregory spills out the plot that he wants to kill her, and then all of a sudden, out of fucking nowhere, fucking Jesus turns up, and he overheard how he was spilling the beans on killing Maggie, and that's where he kicks the poor old murderous man in the back, and that's cool. I like that. But then all of the fucking sudden, Maggie recovers, and she stays recovered. Like, and then she also taunts the old man. Oh, you cannot even poison me. I don't know why. But this, on the other hand, with Carl and Lydia, man, this is pure gold. I don't know how Robert Kirkman or whoever wrote this, how he can produce the greatest shit in comic history on these pages. Never read anything that's shittier than this, and how he can then produce pages like this, and these ones are good. These ones are really good. Like the one with Lydia and how he gets to know like Carl and Sophia. Like, that's really good stuff. I don't understand. And stuff like that comes and goes in The Walking Dead. And that's why I probably will review every single issue and not talk all of the story, but just say, how can this, like, this is okay, but how can this story beat be so bad, and how can this story be so great, and show you where I hate the comic and where I love it. Before I will get into this a bit closer, there is like a thing where in in Robert Kirkman's comics, man, they talk so fucking much, and when they do not talk, when there is show but little tell, that's when the comic shines. And when it's wordy, then that's when it's at its worst. And I will go also into the woke elements and peak wokeness, where I was almost like, this comic broke me. This is written so bad and so woke. I will show this in the next episode, and I will rant all over it. And I will show you the shit, and I will show you the diamonds. So let's start. I'm sorry for ranting for 8 minutes, but I think it is necessary, and it is not, how do you say, it is absolutely necessary. So the comic starts. I'm sorry that we're not picking up from number 1, but starting from 23. Don't worry, I think I will cover 22, and then I will start from 1 and then go up again, and then either redo these twos or re-upload 22 and 23 when it's the time. But sometimes, like, the TV show was kind of cool, and of course it had its very, very low points, but now let's start here. So the comic opens with Carl on the hilltop. So he moved there, and the strange thing is, like, I don't know, Carl was in the comics, but I don't know, like, yes, he's a character in the comics, but sometimes he's written pretty odd. And I kind of doubt if Kirkman understands what he's writing. And before we start, I like what Quentin Tarantino said. And Quentin Tarantino said, "Tell the mother effing truth." And I think that's what Quentin Tarantino does in his movies sometimes. Because, like, people, even gangsters, they talk like normal human beings. Sometimes they talk too much. And sometimes Robert Kirkman talks too much. But when he shuts up, then he shines. And it doesn't mean that you shouldn't write dialogue, but we'll see where the story shines. So Carl wakes up, he gets a girlfriend from a girl that likes him, and he may be a bit scarred, but because he's a badass and his father is a badass, he's drowning in pussy right now, and that's a very good thing for a teenager, I guess, and for a human being. Yeah, because he's badass. And if you're not badass like Eugene, you will suffer. But we'll come to that later. So here, some new characters get introduced, and they get introduced in a worst possible way in this comic, because as you can see right here, this is Magna. Who's called Magna? Why is she called Magna? Where does the name come from? Why has Magna a sword? Why has this black chick a sword? Why is she a bow? And why do the men have nothing? They have not even screen or airtime. Just nothing. They are just simps. This will be the woke peakness of Kirkman, and I will destroy it. So, but again, I also kind of love it. But when you love something and it's dragged to the shit, dragged to the mud, that's when you get angry, because it's unnecessary. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to read on, but this comic gripped me. It was really good. Like, also the art from Charlie Adlard here is really, really good. And Carl and Rick are moving now to the hilltop, and the Whisperers come into the pictures, and these are really good. In the TV show, once the Whisperers came into the picture, the TV show like started to go really up again, and here in the comics is the same. So the Whisperers definitely, I would say, a great arc. I don't know, in this comic everything is shit and uninteresting, and in this one every panel is interesting, and I don't know really why. And maybe you can tell me, or we will find out together. But everything is really interesting. Maybe because now Robert Kirkman knows what he wants to do, and maybe that excites him while he's writing. And maybe before this issue, like, things for the first time in a very, very long time seem to be good. And maybe that's where the boredom kicks in, or maybe you needed a bit of that room to unfold for the next act of drama. But here, like, everything is really cool, like the Whisperers. We don't know what these are yet, and Carl arriving at the hilltop, getting a new job. He wants to work iron, and then Sophia shows up, and Sophia, from the little sweet girl she was, like, really traumatized. Now she's maybe you would say she's now definitely awoke Mary Sue Girlboss, just all of the sudden. Yeah, well, what can you do about it? But call it out. But the story is still cool, because, like, Carl hasn't seen Sophia in a long time, and so they had a thing when they were a bit smaller, and now I don't know how old they are, but they're teenagers now, and it's pretty understandable, and that's pretty cool. And here Charlie Adlard definitely drawing up really, really cool shit, heavy use of the shadows. Again, Todd McFarlane said, if in doubt, black it out. And that's what Charlie's doing, and he owns the page. This is beautiful. These are beautiful story beats. a lot of talk, but that definitely it's okay because this one's important. This one is not just fluff or filler. This one is really important talk. It's there is something at the stakes. They're looking for a guy who went outside his perimeter, you won't say, and he shouldn't have, but he's a guy who's always on a search for something, you know? He's part of the squad, but he went a bit off the rails, and now they're looking for him, and then they get attacked by the Whisperers, and how is this possible? And so Jesus kicks ass, and I like that he kicks ass. I just do not understand why we are never given a reason why the fuck he's such a kick-ass. Why? I mean, how can you be like? What's his freaking backstory? Give me a line. Like, nobody asked why he's so good. Like, was he somehow a kung fu instructor, or was he in the military, or is he Israeli? I don't know. You give me a reason. Why is he able to take on 10 people? Why is he so good with a sword, and why can he kick ass? Because I know people who can kick ass, and they do not kick ass like he does. I mean, they do it better, but it's more grounded, more realistic. Like, this one is like Kung Fu Panda, and people in the real world, I don't know if they pull off shit like this. Like, of course this looks great, but I don't know. Like, fighting in real life looks different, but that's okay. It's a comic. I like that one of the Whisperers, when he slashes this guy's brain, and she calls Joshua. Like that I like. Again, here, these pages, they felt amazing. Like, great art, great writing, great action. And it's not that I need only action. I mean, I love also story, and when nothing happens, and you will see that at the end of the book, where Lydia and Carl gets to know each other and kind of get intimate with each other. And with intimate, I don't mean, like, I mean, they have sex, but they get to know each other, and they share a human moment, and that's real intimacy, and that is beautiful. So the comic has both. And Lydia gets hurt, and yeah, great stuff so far. I really like it. And so we're back at Hilltop, and yeah, this is my first note. What's the first note saying? The first note says nothing. Didn't I put notes into here? Oh, I put notes in the other one. When we get to the next one, I will draw notes, and then it will say something like Girlboss or SJW, or I want to slap Robert Kirkman in his fat face. Yeah, but not in this one. So cool stuff happen, and then Sophia and Carl, they somehow get attacked, which is cool, out of nowhere, but understandable that there are some prick kids with a brick hitting Carl on the face or in the head. And the thing is that Sophia did beat up the two kids single-handedly in the last issue, and as you can see, she gets her hands dirty, and then Carl joins in. So they have a fight, and Carl goes too far, and the other guys go also too far. And it's amazing. It's awesome. It's good storytelling. It's drama. So something is going on. So while I was reading The Walking Dead, I really kind of noticed that if you need action, you need something to drive the story forward, to be interesting. You need a reason to turn the page like this, maybe. And great pages, like great stuff, and a lot of things happen at the same time, which heightens the drama, and the drawings are great. I mean, somehow both are on fire, like writer and penciler, inker, and everything. Like and then also a reasonable reaction from the parents and all of that stuff. And then here, Charlie Adlard usually can't draw pretty faces. Like, look at Maggie here. I mean, look at her. She looks, I don't know, that's not a pretty comic girl. But For the Lydia, he managed or is getting there. He's trying now cute faces and he's mastering. And look at this, like this is great stuff, like the lighting and the caring and the dialogue. This comic is really, really great. And a lot of drama and Carl says, no, I did the right thing. Sorry, I went too far, but your kids are pricks. And then the father says, well, what you're saying, my kid is barely breathing, and stuff of those likes, and Maggie in between. And here Jesus is interrogating Lydia and getting to know the whisperers and all of that stuff. And it's amazing. It is good. So far, really praising the comic. And then this happens, like Carl is jailed and Lydia is jailed. And this is a stroke of genius. I don't know where Robert Kirkman got this from or how they went to this page. But this is amazing. Like, this is good. This is peak comics. I mean, look at the panels, look at the storytelling, look at how pretty the girl is drawn, Carl in the shadows, and then yeah, they get to know each other. While at the same time, there's now this plot to take kind of Maggie out of the picture, and then Gregory turns up and he wants to kill her. I don't know, like maybe he's a bit bitter that he's not the leader anymore, but he used to be a coward, and from going from coward off screen to be a cold-blooded killer is a bit much to swallow as an audience or as a reader. So even they are a bit shocked, and that's sometimes something that doesn't sit well with a reader when characters just do something for drama's sake. Robert Kirkman does that a lot. I will show you in this The Walking Dead review of the series where it fails for me. You can tell me if it's working for you, but I think sometimes he pulls stunts that do not work. But what does work is definitely how Carl and Lydia bond, and she doesn't know nothing of this world, and he kind of shares his view of the world. And yeah, great stuff here, great art. Jesus gets kissed by another man, which is always good. We love it when fluids exchange is always good. I have nothing against people being gay or having their reasons if they are written well. But we will talk about these characters. In SJW, it's like, oh, you're gay, you're black, you're Michonne, and that's like your trait. But I'm interested in real people on the page. You don't have to tell me all the backstory, but I have to feel that there is a real person there. Here, Kirkman definitely looking at some Mignola drawings, maybe even Frank Miller. And that's good, that's good. He definitely still like an artist and making the story work, and I'm having fun definitely on every page. Not on these pages, because not a lot of like this new Losty Magna. I don't know. She's just shoehorned in here. Could have been another character, or could have been a new. It's not that she's a new character. It's just that her introduction is completely soulless, and you don't care. But I do care about the Whisperers. The Whisperers seem to be real people, like how they act and who they are. Like, their writing definitely is cool. And then Rick returns to Alexandria, meets up with Andrea. On the hilltop, the drama starts. This is a really good point because I like this one very much. She's never been really alone in her life because she's kind of young or same age as Carl. She says she was never on her own or alone. She was always in a group. And so she's panicking or having anxiety. And Carl's talking to her, but it's not getting better. And I really like this. Like, this is like really good stuff. It showed me a new side of the world, a new perspective, and it makes sense what she's telling him, that they always. I think she says something like at the beginning, the smell of the zombies, like it was gross, but then after living so long with the Whisperers, and she doesn't tell who leads the Whisperers, but after living with them, she knows that the Whisperers kind of that smell, that security, that's home for her, and that's great. That's something new, a new idea that enters your mind as a reader, and you're exploring or seeing the world from another and different point, and it's really really good. And Carl gives her his head to calm down her anxiety, and that's a great panel because you know that Carl's head means a lot to him. So he giving it away. That's really a good beat. It's really beautiful. And then it's also cool that he asks her, "Do you feel better?" And she says, "Not really." And he says like, and you know what I mean. It means a lot to him. It means a lot to us, but for her, it doesn't calm her anxiety. But she still appreciates that he's caring for her, and that's beautiful writing right here. Also beautiful art. Then there's the plot to take out Maggie, and that's also I do appreciate that at the beginning of the book, we as the audience or we as the reader know that some people are making a move against her. So we know harm is gonna happen to her. What's going to happen? Does she escape? Can she avoid the harm? Will she die? And that creates definitely tension. And tension is good. So I have to say that story beat, that people are moving against her and Gregory is trying to kill her, that is really good. Like I like that. That creates anxiety in the reader. Then Carl gets out, hangs out with Sophia. So I like that. That's really good. It kind of, I don't know. It's also cool. I didn't think Carl could carry a comic, but the character really, it really makes sense what he does, and all of these characters too. So it's nice to have a history and then see characters work, and yeah, that's kind of nice how he evolves, what he does. Then he gets out Lydia, and he threatens her because that's the way he is. He's pretty much a hard-boiled kid. I don't know if a kid like Carl could exist or if it would be like heavily traumatized. That's a question for another day, but it fits his character. So again, it's in line with what he does. So he says, "Please don't do anything screwed up. I vouch for you, but if you do something screwed up, I will kill you, and I won't hesitate." Something like this. And she says, "You're scaring me." And he says, "I'm sorry. But am I clear? Have I made myself clear?" And that's cool. That's a cool back and forth. And so Maggie goes to the trailer. This is good. Like the build-up is really good. Like she goes to the trailer. Gregory is pretty nice to her. He says, "Do you want some wine and cheese?" And she says, "Why not? Come on. We can kick back and relax. Let's diffuse this situation." And Carl gets to hang out with Lydia, and he shows her the chicken farm, and they just hang out. And that's beautiful. It is beautiful. It is very well written. And then it's also cool, like they talk, and she says, "Man, I didn't realize you have it so nice." And then, of course, they have also a bit of a conflict because they have different worldviews, and that's what's clashing. And that's really cool. So they like each other, but there's tension. Then they have different worldviews, and they're kids. Like, I mean, Carl knows maybe better, but she's a bit of a savage. Like she lived with the Whisperers, and they live a very indigenous life, I would say. And then at some point she says, "I'm cold," and he says, "Okay." And "You're nice. I like you." And he says, "I like you too." And then this picture, like this page, is really great. It is beautiful. Like from the beginning of the volume, I think Carl feels pretty lonely because he's now I don't know how old he is, maybe 16, 17, 18, something like this. Maybe he's 15, maybe even 14. But he's alone in a different village without his father, without his family. So he's pretty lonely. And he hasn't found community yet. And then on this page, and very organically, it unfolds that somehow they bond. And that's pretty beautiful and also reasonable, and also things like these can happen. Like, it's sometimes as a boy, or maybe as a girl, or as a person, you meet another person and it just clicks, or over a short period of time, or just a few days, wherever you are, it can click and it can happen. And it's very beautiful, and it's captured on these pages. And here also very cool, like Maggie starts to feel bad, and he says, I don't know if he says that he poisoned her, but he kind of reveals the plot, and he likes seeing her die. Again, I think it's a bit out of character, going from a coward to a cold-blooded killer, but okay. And now she's dying, and we don't know what's gonna happen. And he's revealing the plan. I mean, he spills out the beans. He says, I'm poisoning you, and I'm gonna take over. And I'm glad you're dead. And then Jesus shows up. And this is what pisses me off. Why? Why does he show up in the right moment? Like, imagine this moment without Jesus. What could happen? I mean, Maggie could die. Gregory could get away with it. I don't want her to die, because like, this is cold-blooded murder, but just the convenience. And I will point this out in different issues. I hate when this happens. There is also in a I don't know, it's issue 15, where Carl gets taken as a hostage, and then Rick bites some other guy, and I mean, that guy could have just killed Carl, but instead he runs away in fear. That's okay, but why? And convenience like this pisses me off. It's lazy writing. But here the writing is very stellar, because she says like, oh, show me your face without your glasses, what happened? And he's telling her that he has a big scar. And then I would say this is maybe a bit nasty, gross, maybe also for some of you hot. Definitely Robert Kirkman wants to shock, but why not? Could be. It's not out of character, and that is what I like. Like, Lydia is a bit of a savage, and she's also a cute girl. So what she's saying and what she's doing and what happens here is very organically. It is really, really good. It is written well. And then this is a beautiful panel where they get physically intimate, and she puts away the hat, but both have their fist on the head, so maybe they bond. And that's cool. And here also this is cool. Like, I like the action. And here it's like, okay, I'm pissed that Jesus just comes into the door. But yeah, maybe where is this gonna go? Like, this is a crazy situation. Like, Maggie's about to die. Can they help her? And Jesus picks her up, and it's clear that something's gonna happen. And it could have, like, up until here, I think it's great. And then Maggie somehow says, no, nobody's killing me, anyone. Put me down, Jesus. I'm okay, I think. And just like that, she is not poisoned anymore. I mean, what the fuck? Why? Is she a poison specialist or something? Is she some spy that eats and drinks maybe a gram of poison a day, so she can't be poisoned? And then she's poisoned. I mean, she was about to die a second ago, and then this is what she says. Shut the fuck up, Gregory. You can't even fucking poison somebody, right? I mean, what is this? I mean, this is some trash writing right here. And I don't understand why. Because here on this page, it's some pretty stellar writing. Because Lydia shares that she had sex before, but with the Whisperers, it's different. It's not always voluntary. And that is, here with Carl, it was a different story. And she's beginning to see, and we as the reader are also beginning to understand that the world she lived in is not normal. And we're seeing it from the perspective of Carl, and we're like kind of understanding, oh my God, what happened to her? And what kind of savages are they? Or how do they treat their people? And then she says she don't want to go back. And that's pretty cool. And yeah, so I like this arc very much. Stellar writing. This one could have been great, and if it's been ruined by lazy storytelling. I mean, Maggie just recovers from the poisoning. Why? What? Why was Jesus there? We don't know. Gregory reverts back to just being a coward, and then somebody comes up and says, "Hey, you gotta see this. We need to go out." And Jesus says it's not the right time, and then we get this kind of cool. So the Whisperers showed up at the doors of the hilltop, and I wish we would have gotten a panel where we could see Maggie, then we could see Alpha with the mask on, and then another panel where she's starting to take the mask off, and then the reveal would have been much better. I don't know really why, but this is rushed. This is too fast. And then they start to talk, and she seems to be a bit of a savage or somehow traumatized. Yeah, and then she offers to trade some people they got for Lydia, and she reveals that she's Lydia's mother and she's the leader. And Maggie, of course, agrees because she doesn't know better. She thinks, okay, these are my people, and we've taken Lydia in, and she's her daughter. So yes, let's do the trade. And that is when Carl is conflicted because he knows that Lydia is forced to do things she doesn't want to in the Whisperers, and that's why he says no, she can't go. And Lydia says, it's okay, Carl, I'll go. Those are my people, I miss them. And she gives back the hat, and she goes. And Carl is heartbroken. This is beautiful. And she gives him a kiss, beautiful shot, and amazing story. The poisoning thing is not good, and we will point other stuff, but this is really good. And then her mother is like really cold. She says, call me Alpha, doesn't give her a hug, nothing. And then she joins the Whisperers. Carl kind of misses her, and I understand it because I miss her. Like, this was cool. I wanted them to be together, and that's a very strong thing for a comic to do, that it makes you root for the characters. But something was done right here. Some of the characterization, some of the feelings, some of the things they said, and was very, very good. And then back at the hilltop, Maggie, of course, was poisoned, but now she's jumping around like nothing ever harmed her. And Carl is saying, okay, you traded her, and I understand that, like, I'm not a stupid kid. It's okay that you traded her, but she's going with these savages, and they are not going to treat her well. And yeah, he doesn't say what he's going to do. And this guy is warning Maggie that while they were prisoners, they had the feeling that those people, he's Dante, I think this guy is, and he says, don't fuck with these people, because I had a feeling that they are a big group. I mean, many, maybe thousands. And that's one of our last panels. And then Sophia wants to look after Carl. He's probably not there. Great page, great storytelling, really good stuff. And then we see the Whisperers walking through the woods, her mother very cold, and they are just going back to their camp or wherever they are. And then we see Carl is outside, and we don't know what he's going to do. And I like it. Like, I want to read on. And although I was shitting a bit all over this. It is a great comic book, a great episode. The total opposite of this piece of shit. We will go into this in the next video, and then probably I will start from from volume 1. And the thing is, because I need a bit of the fire, because those were my last 2 issues I was reading, and this completely broke me. This is pure shit, and I will point out why. This is a diamond with a stain, and then the March to War was kind of cool. All Out War was neat, and then definitely one of the earlier stories. I don't know. It changes a bit, but this one, On the Road with Abraham and Eugene and Rosita, this was very great. And also the Alexandria arc, really, really great. And I will talk about this. So see you in the next video. And until then, have a nice day. Keep writing, keep drawing, and don't... How do I say it? Only because big creators came before you and are successful doesn't mean that they are gods. Most of the time, I enjoyed this, and I am thankful for Kirkman and Adlert, but sometimes Kirkman delivers a pile of shit, and when that happens, a guy, a girl, or a creature like you needs to step in and maybe try to create something great in this world and be unapologetic about what you put out there. See ya.